Strategy and Snark presents Dungeons and Dragons Online. Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the Shadowfell Conspiracy. It's one of those separate purchases. I believe it was the second one that you have to purchase from the marketplace instead of through the normal in-game store. This one doesn't get as much love as the other ones, where most of the adventure packs are usually big game-changing things that everybody is going to say you probably are going to need to get at some point. Most people skip this one. Even if they own it, they skip this one. So, let's go take a look at it, see if it deserves its reputation. So, right off the bat, we are back in Evening Star. We have returned to this upper section here. We did these first two quests in the level 15/16 free quests. But the last one here is actually locked. Excuse me. It's locked in the expansion. So, to recap, we captured a bunch of disciples of Shar, not Sharn. We just left Sharn. Shar, the goddess of dark? Shadow? Insert evil sounding word here. She's, one of half a dozen goddesses of evil. We captured her disciples, and we stopped them from escaping, and now they want us to go and interrogate the main guy. In order to actually get there, we're going to take this boat over here. And the boat is going to take us to the Wayloon docks. Wayloon was a city. Wayloon is now a prison, because apparently the government couldn't be bothered and just walled off the entire city and just said, screw it. I don't know much more about Wayloon than that. Not quite sure why they don't just climb out / teleport / set the wall on fire. Doesn't seem like it would be that hard to get out. It's a city. It's literally the entire city is walled off, right? There's no way you have guards around the entire thing. Doesn't seem like it'd be that hard. But, this is coming from somebody who, I can swing the greatsword and cut a demon in half. Oh no, that wall is slightly tall. Anyway, this is our quest. We're going to go into this, the office. And we're going to talk to this guy, see what his deal is.
Here, prisoners are interrogated before they're thrown inside the wall. A magistrate beckons you forward with a slight...
There we go. Just waiting on the hireling to finish loading in. Cast our buffs, which takes a little bit longer every level. It'd be nice if there was like a push one button, cast all your buffs at once option. Alright. Apparently, this guy we captured not being particularly helpful to the authorities. So, who are you? I was a farmer. Okay. How did you escape? Was he... He didn't escape. We stopped him from escaping. Maybe he escaped and that's why we chased him down. Let's see. You can't stop an ocean. Great. What's a shadow? Very poetic. Blah, blah, blah. So, unbeknownst to our character, Shar has been granting the ability to manifest the Shadowfell here. Shadowfell, what's a good example? It's kind of like the ethereal plane, think Ghost World.
Terror in his eyes. You should speak with him
So
about these extraordinary events. Screams and the clash of arms.
that's how they got out of the prison. They just went into Ghost World, walked through the wall, and left. Like I said, one of a dozen different ways you could have gotten out. Big shadow wall there. Apparently, there's a big riot going underway.
And rioting prisoners roam the streets.
That right there, that looks like a hole in the wall.
Was just the
Right? Because we weren't in the prison.
assault on the Wayloon docks.
But that looks like it leads inside. So there's a big old hole there now. Let's go that way. Oh no, I guess we're still on the outside. The first thing the prisoners do is attack all of these random houses here. Nah, they... If I had a chance at freedom, I would just be running. Because remember, this is low tech. They're not going to waste magic tracking down some random person they probably forgot was in the prison to begin with. So, we're fighting some shadows. Shadows are a little scary if you're running it at level, especially if you're running on hard. Shadows are one of those enemies that can drain your strength. And anytime you've got stat damage going, like I've only got 20, right? I take 20 stray hits from a shadow, all of a sudden I can't fight back. If you're a wizard or something, and you went 6, 6 strength. Oops. This makes sense to me. They were going for the boats. Absolutely go for the boats. Don't set the boats on fire. That's dumb. Get on the boat, sail away. Alright, so we're basically just running one big lap around this area.
Breathless from battle, though strangely, nothing seems to be chasing.
Killing all the shadows as we go. I stopped holding the button down right as they got to me. So yeah, shadows not really threatening to the level 20 paladin. Not only do we have ghost touch so that we can hit them no matter what, but I'm pretty sure we've been one-shotting these things. This is a level 15 quest. The level range for this pack is crazy. Now, to be fair, we're looking at 2 separate, actually separate adventure pack, like chains here. 2 different storylines. So you're not supposed to run them back to back. I'm kind of splitting the difference because I want each pack to be its own video. I don't want this to be like, oh, here's part 1 of the video. Go watch the other one for the other half. Like, nah, I want it all in one spot.
The captain surveys the area from atop
I will say, let's just take a moment here to appreciate how good all of this looks. Like, we're in the Forgotten Realms, so we get a lot of more of the traditional fantasy buildings and stuff, and all of this looks nice. Yeah, I'm not super sold on shadow wall thingamajiggy. Could have used maybe a little purple highlight in there to show that it's more magical, but I love that wall. I love the scaffolding. Am I supposed to talk to you? I'm supposed to talk to him. This is an interesting little effect. Whenever the Shadowfell kind of manifests, everything kind of shifts its colors into this like X-ray vision kind of look, which is cool here. Look how much like I'm highlighted. I love how much I'm highlighted. Probably because I'm wearing black and white armor. Just look at that. That's cool looking. Makes the shadows kind of hard to see. I could go without the bright white flash in my eyes whenever it switches back and forth.
Once again.
Am I supposed to talk to you again? Speak with the captain again, yes. There we go. Back in the magistrate's office to talk to our guy who is no longer here.
You've slain the mysterious Shadar Kai assassin.
I did not mean to just kill her like that. Okay. Mysterious note. Alright. There is a mysterious note. Somebody came and freed the guy. The magistrate's dead. That lady kind of was not expecting to take an epic strike. What do we got? Night Singer's Mantle. Perform blindness immunity and chance for sonic spells to blind the opponent. Interesting. I don't have any sonic spells, but hey, we got a named item out of a quest I almost never do. Neat. I'm sure I don't have one of those. I'll start off a video with getting a new named item. I don't think this account has a bard, but I like the idea of blinding things just passively. Maybe the Sonic Warlock? I wonder if that would count. Anyway, we do that quest. We get our reward right here. Now, those are those same quest givers that we had in Evening Star. So you can just do all three of the quests from here if you want. There we go. We get our quest reward, which is nothing at a glance I care about. Now, quest chain number 1, Wayloon Prison. Here is our arc giver. Apparently there's a bunch of stuff going wrong in the prison. I'm going to grab the quests that I can. Unfortunately, we will have to come back because I can't pick up the last quest. Which kind of sucks, but we can minimize how much that's going to suck. There are 2 teleporters. These will take you to 2 different places inside the prison if you've been to their spot. I think they are locked to finishing specific quests as opposed to actually walking up to a spot. I like this door. I like that the door to the prison is just, we're up here and we have to jump down into the prison. I like that. Literally. Why am I getting all of the epic ones too? I am in the heroic version, right? Yes, I'm in the heroic version. We ain't ready for the epic one. We are only level 20. We would get the squished. Anyway. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quests. We're going to head south and do this one first. I don't know if there's a specific order that truly matters to these. I usually do them in the order that it makes sense physically, like traveling to the different quests. It is much easier to go south and get to this quest first. Because there's a lot of buildings and stuff to go around. Why am I getting... I don't know. I don't know why I'm getting epic notices. So, a lesson in deception. So here we're up to level 16. The level 15 quest was kind of just an anomaly there. Alright. So, we are here to meet with these guys. Which I believe is a combination of the magistrates, some of their guys who are just in here checking things out. Learn who's recruiting gangs in the prison. These are just, in general, people that these are allies. These are good people. We hear a noise. We go to investigate. Yep, they're all dead. You see this?
What kind of fools do you take us for?
4 seconds away from being a road pancake. So, there's a voice narrating to us, okay? That's not the narrator. There's literally a guy standing on the rooftops watching us, and he's going to kill our allies if we don't do exactly what he says. Now, I don't actually know who any of these people are, but in general, we're a paladin. We're here to help. So, there are safe houses, right? There are places where you can go to rest. However, if you rest, he will kill one of the hostages. If you walk down the wrong hallway, he might kill a hostage. If you interrupt, I think there's a spot somewhere in here that there's an old man being beat up. If you kill the thugs and save the old man, he'll kill one of your allies instead. Just because he's kind of a jerk. Of course, I am a heavily armed paladin, and you're attacking me with half-starved dogs and convicts? I think this might be where we want to go. The gate is being held up by their life force.
Desperate man calls from the end of the alley. Help! A sudden blast blocks your path. Not that.
So,
Shouts the voice.
he's going to continue to blow up walls and stuff to force us to go different ways. Because again, he's a jerk. Of course. Well, he'll get what's coming to him. So this is where he wants us to go. He wants us to jump in the sewer and fight a bunch of lizard folk in order to make any progress. I'm thinking maybe his plan was hoping that I would die down here, because all that's really gonna happen is I'm gonna also kill all of the lizard folk. So, this is kind of trapped. There is a lever right here. The gates alternate. But all I really have to do is tell the hireling to use this one as I'm running forward. And we're through. Like, I don't have to worry about hitting that lever. There's some traps in there that are going to go off. Like, I don't have to worry about any of that. It's a really loud rat noise. For there being like one random rat. Hello, lizard folk. Goodbye, lizard folk. I'm looking for levers. I'm pretty sure there's at least one lever. We do have to go into the sewer section twice, if I remember right. So, maybe there's a second section that has the levers. Oh, drainage lever. Hello, drainage lever. I was trying not to step in the poo. We take charisma damage every time we step in this actual sewage. And we need our charisma. That's what we use to hit people with. It's kind of like the shadows, only it actually affects us. Ow. Getting sloppy. Ah.
A gate unlocks in the distance as more lizard folk.
Whatever. Instead of jumping in and out of it, I'll just run through it. Okay, now that we've got the 2 levers hit, there should be... Yeah. We hit that one and we can get out. This is unlocked because we hit the other 2. That's what those 2 little things, the little diamonds, designate.
The voice taunts you from somewhere quite close.
That lever opened us this door, and we are now up here. Locked door is actually locked. I can't open it anyway. Pretty sure he would kill one of the hostages if I tried to go in there anyway. We want to climb up this green tent and continue around the back of the building, through the little triangular section, and I believe down here. No, this doesn't look right. A little further. This. The one-way drop. Hey, hireling. You could just continue coming to me, and then I would be able to hit the thing and kill it. Whatever. We drop down here. We're going to go around a corner, climb up on a roof, and finally meet this guy who was so insistent on testing us.
You've passed the test with flying colors. Well done.
So here he
As you
is.
reach the rooftop, the voice calls out once again.
Stanwyck.
At long last.
All this.
Now see that the voice
Mr.
belongs to
Gall.
the
His name is Stanwyck.
You have made it this far.
What's he gonna fight us with? A frisbee?
And finish your lesson.
And a smaller frisbee. I don't think he knows how this whole combat thing works. Anyway, get up here, hireling. Before I talk to him, so you talk to him, he's going to start a fight, okay? Not just with him and this priestess, but all of these gaps in the wall right here, including in there, they're going to start getting ladders put up against them, Lord of the Rings style. And, oh, hello, conspicuously not very stealthy Thrackhound. I guess you're a howler. So yeah, ladders. If you are doing it right, you have somebody running over here and kicking the ladders down to minimize how many things are going to run up here and attack you. I'm not going to do it right. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Time to slay. And wait for him to turn red.
And the priest's minions
Oh, really? Didn't realize he gave himself a force field.
put the ladders down to help even.
Now that she's dead, I can kill him. Yeah, he's gonna just
Now that the priest is
kerthud.
you should rescue any of your allies that
So here's a ladder. Oh, of course, interrupted. This is what I was talking about. You use the ladders. You knock them down. You don't get any more. No more enemies running up on you. And to finish the quest, we free our allies.
you are greeted by all of your allies, alive and well.
So, we got the XP for keeping all of our allies alive. You cannot get that at the same time as saving the old man from the thugs. The old man, I don't think, gives you a treasure chest, because he's an old man. But I get this treasure because I kept them all alive. Ooh, we got another item. We're 2 for 2. What do you do? Death Block and Solar Guard? I mean, it's kind of bad. But I'll pick it up. Guard effects usually do more harm than good. Level 14 is kind of a high level for a death block ring. Anyway, we are now going to head to quest number 2, which is this one. It's going to be a little bit of a run, but not too bad. As long as I actually don't get stuck on a freaking pole. Up onto the rooftops. We're running the wrong direction. Of course we're running the wrong direction. There we go. If you can stay on the rooftops, you kind of avoid running into the wall problem. Because there's quite a... They exploded my horse. That was rude. Look at a new one. Or not. I'll just kill this random guy as I run by then. Why do I feel like you guys are taking way more hits than you should? I know I don't have my buffs up, but... whatever. The prison is interesting, right? It's not terribly hard to navigate. There's lots of buildings and stuff. There's actually some interesting... there's some extra buildings you can go in. The drainage culverts. Friends in low places. There's some extra buildings you can go in with some optional stuff. There's actually a building... You have to find an optional, like a rare encounter to get the key to open the door. Like, there's a locked building out here. Which is kind of interesting to me. It's annoying when you're trying to get all of the little journal entries to get your map filled out. Because there's a journal entry in there. Actually, I think there's maybe 2 or 3. Because I vaguely remember grabbing 2 or something, and then messing up and having to go get back in there.
Wayloon natives made these drainage tunnels into their refuge.
A survivor. So, turns out. So, it's worth mentioning that not everybody in this prison is guilty. Okay? The entire city was just walled in. There's innocent... There's not only innocent people who shouldn't be in here. There's potentially people born in here. They just never opened the place back up. They never went to double check that you were supposed to be in here. They don't keep an eye on the population. So, this place really sucks. All of the nice, or at least nice adjacent people have banded together to try to make their own, like, small society. Which is what we're trying to preserve, I guess. There's all of these gangs and stuff that are trying to make a move, plus the Shar worshippers. Even if they aren't actively killing the peaceful people, they are taking them as sacrifices and such. Because evil cult. So here we've got a wall, which we accidentally just explodified part of their wall. There are a couple of camps. We are supposed to run into the camps, talk to the elder.
The snake crest on the ground may be of use
Elder.
in reaching Harvest Hall.
Elder. Where are you? What we want is these crests. We need the 2 crests. Are you the elder? There we go. So we warn them the camps are under attack, which of course means
mocking voice above yells,
we are immediately attacked. We spend a minute or 2 beating people up. I mean, come on. Who are you attacking? Where are you going? Like, what was your plan? Is there something really cool over here? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you going? no. They've aggroed on something. And it's not the camp leader. Anyway.
Thank you for protecting us.
I have no idea where those guys were going. But it doesn't matter. We are now friendly with this camp. Now I want that crest. Where'd the crest go? There it is. Boom. So we came in here, went this way. So we need to kind of continue around to get to the other camp. It's kind of a big circle. Once I figure out where the proper exit is. This doesn't look like it's going to lead me anywhere. Not at all. That looks promising. And we just hoof it. I don't think it matters which order you do the two camps.
The sick and injured have been loud splashes, guttural growls echo in the tunnels ahead.
Oh, apparently this is the infirmary for the Eastern Camp. I've never seen that before, so I'm thinking I ran the wrong way.
The sick and wounded are now
There we go.
from the lizard folk.
We've saved the sick and the wounded. That's a paladin thing to do.
A sign on the wall, a haughty voice calls out from above.
Oh no. I fell into their trap. Their trap that they forgot to not have a ladder so that I could just womp. Yeah. Don't lock yourself in unless you're actually thinking you're going to win that fight. Spoiler alert. I'm 5 levels higher. Okay, so here's a new camp. Here's the south camp. There's the thingy we want.
Crest on the ground may be of use in reaching
Oh,
our
that was the
wall.
elder. Good. Now we wait for the place to be attacked.
It's a two-pronged assault.
So, two-pronged assault. Here's the problem. I'm on the wrong freaking side of the
Drop
gate.
down right in the middle of the camp.
I cannot help the people outside the gate because I'm on the inside of the gate. I can kill the guys dropping down in the middle. And that'll help keep the elder alive. But does not help keep the guys out there alive. Fine, fine. I will chew through these guys and kill the... What's your subtitle?
The criminals force the gates open and pour
Stop talking so that I can see what your subtitle is. Master Trapsmith. Alright. Super impressed. Goodbye. We drop the gate. Hey, you actually... Oh, nope, there's some guys. Okay, you guys actually survived long enough for me to open the door and help you. Now I gotta run to the other side. Do the same thing. Oh, they killed the defenders. And the door's already open. Unfortunately for these guys, it lined up a little easy.
on this camp. The grateful natives
Alright, grab the crest of the bat. We've helped 2 of the camps. We're going to keep heading towards the spot on the map. There's a hidden passageway there. I don't remember where it goes. There's a couple of them, so you can kind of jump between the different camps, I believe is what it is. We don't need this anymore.
suggests
A
that there's
spell
something
board.
unusual about the corridor ahead.
I guess I could... we could disable it. Take that spell ward out of my way. That's the downside to dispelling them. There's usually a bunch of them. Alright, here we go. Rest of the snake. Where's the... Oop, there's the elder. Greetings, elder. Northern camp has fallen. That's where the dead lady when we first walked in. Because we didn't get here in time to save the northern camp. East, west, south? We can save them. You guys really just drop down literally in the path. Literally in the path of my sword as I'm just swinging it around. You guys are just jumping on my sword. Really? You don't think maybe dropping down literally anywhere else would be a good idea? Literally anywhere else.
The elder thanks you for protecting the camp.
Well, that was easy.
We will be safe now.
Okay. There should be somewhere to put these crests. Now that we have all three. Hello.
An unnatural green glow permeates this room.
Huh. You know, I can dispel you. I didn't even know this was here. Another advantage for having that true seeing ring. Anyway, we out. I think we need to be back here. So let's see if we can use the passageway to get back to the eastern camp. Because I think I did these in the opposite order I normally do. So, hidden passageway. Take me back to the eastern camp. Because we saved that one already. We can travel back to it. And I think here... probably in this direction... should be a spot for us to put those crests. Maybe that's what this was, that the crazy convicts were chasing down. I hear a lot of rats. Now, looks like we're making forward progress.
A gruff voice bellows from a ceiling crate overhead.
That does not sound like what I want. When it says optional, that makes me think I went the wrong way. Intercept the northeastern enemy assault. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to stick those crests into a thing. It opens a door. We go through that. Problem is I can't remember where the stupid door is. Apparently we can't go that way. Oh, I know where we are. Damn it. Oh well, we'll show this off. So if I had wandered... So that very first passage we were in. If I had gone straight instead of turning, we would have been able to see this ledge over here, which has a treasure chest on it. We would have been able to... Because we were down there. We went... Yeah, I am explaining something. Get out of here. You wait your turn. We would have been able to see this chest without being able to reach it. Game. So that's how you get that chest, is you end up having to go all the way around to get it. Humph. So this maybe was not where I wanted to be. We need... Oh, is that it? It's camp leader. Let's go back to southern camp, I guess. See if that's where the stupid door was. Guess we started at the northern side, so south might be the right one. Because I'm still not seeing anywhere to put my crests. South. This looks promising. Of course, the other one kind of looked promising too. What do we got down here? Castle. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There's my sockets I've been looking for. Hooray! This is the way we're supposed to be going. So you go south from the south camp. That's how you get out of here once you've got the crests. South from the south camp. Couple of lizards. And then we're going to find our boss. There's a little mini through line here of you fought a couple of sisters, and each one of them has said, "My sister will avenge me." The boss is the big sister. Yep. So, that guy runs away from us because, let's face it, if you saw me running towards you, you would run. He locks the door, and we kill all of this. So there's the last sister. Sisters are down.
My family wiped out
Hey.
by you bumpkins, she gasps.
Hi. Oh. We killed her too fast. We have to kill all of the waves of bad guys. Is that all of them? That's all of them. Hi.
You are welcome to use
So
Harvest
that's-
Hall as a place to rest and recover from now. You've routed the criminals and ended their
This is
scheme
the
to destroy
back
the Wayland
way
natives. The leader
into
of
Harvest Hall.
motions you over, eager to speak with you.
This doesn't look like much of a harvest hall. So, instead of recalling, you actually do run forward and click here, and you are taken into Harvest Hall, which is just like... Again, the peaceful prisoners are making a little garden here. They're trying to grow food, keep people alive. They've even got a little store. There's potentially a rare encounter here that is required for getting some of the they do journals here instead of explorer points. One of them you can only get to it if you have this rare encounter and you follow her around. So we can now also teleport to Harvest Hall. So we are now farther away. We went down to this quest, over to this quest, in the back way. Now we have to run all the way back the way we came. Honestly, probably should recall. I mean, it's not very far, but... So, this one way, way, way at the top, the recruiting center, is our next stop. The way this town works, it's basically, it's got a circle to it. However, we cannot go counterclockwise because there is a locked gate. Not just locked, but like you have to be literally on the other side of it and pull the lever. And that's how you open it. There is a trick to it if you can get enough jump and enough speed. Yeah, we need to keep going this way. enough jump and enough speed, you can kind of just barely get far enough. But we're going to be going out and doing the quests anyway. That's only really helpful if you're trying to force your way to the last quest, like somebody shared it in their journal or something.
A strange mist envelops you, and vertigo clutches your stomach. What is happening?
Alright, so as we approach the midpoint of the area, the Shadowfell starts to take over now and then,
It's become a shadow,
making it kind of hard to see.
the streets are hollow.
And when you're already just kind of running around trying to find the correct... Really? Just let me on the roof. It's kind of easy at this point to get turned around. A, you can't see very well. B, you're jumping on roofs and stuff in order to try to make progress. There's these gates. The levers are only on one side. Okay, well this one's both, but there's a lot of one-way gates. I do like the purple. I like how we're looking right now. Okay, I think... Be careful with this tree. Okay, so this particular spot. I think it's time we should talk about the enemies. See these guys doing their whirling chain attack? That's actually really dangerous. Because they can daze you and cause you to start taking more damage from subsequent attacks. And contrary to what it might look like, enemies don't actually attack very fast in this game. But that chain attack hits every like second or two. So you'll go from like, haha, these guys occasionally hit me for a damage or two, to like, oh, ow, 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 especially when there's multiple of them around you. Yeah, it's very easy to get overwhelmed. Especially because they're also stealthed, right? You might think you're fighting one, and then three more unstealth behind you and go whip, 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 whip. Yeah, be careful. Oh, and the thing I stopped for, there's it's not technically a rare encounter, but a giant worm can pop up right there. It didn't today, but there's a big old worm there. I wouldn't call it a boss, but it's got a lot of HP, long range. Alright, quest number 3, Netherese Recruiting Center. This is where the Shar worshippers are trying to convince the convicts to join up. And let's be honest, okay? If you're in prison town and you literally have no way of getting out and no one cares and nobody's going to come help you and the guards don't care if you're innocent or what. The guards don't care if you were born here, right? You obviously can't have committed a crime. And these guys are like, hey, we have magical powers. You may have them. Would you like to go kick ass in the name of this god who's the first one to actually care about you? Because even the gods of justice have turned their back on you? Yeah, no wonder there's so many cultists here. Apparently the game does not like my pointing out that the cultists might be right for once. Game? Yeah. We'll be back in a moment when we're back in the game. Alright. Looks like we are back in the game. Still have our hireling. Alright. So, we are here to stop the cult from getting additional recruits. We want to talk to the general. They say no, so we immediately just start chopping heads. That was probably gonna happen anyway. Because let's be real, I'm not exactly a subtle paladin. Alright. We're gonna start by kicking down the door to the south. Off the top of my head, we need a key and we need to flip a lever. And I think the key is generally on this side of the map. There's a named guy, I think, that we're supposed to be beating up. I mean, considering there's a... Yeah, I think this is the guy I'm thinking of. The Key Master. And he's dead.
You now have the key to the Shade's tower.
I guess we just automatically pick up the key. Nothing for me to pick up here. Now we're going to make our way around the other side of the quest to pull the gate. Pull the lever for the gate. Hello, Shar Altar. There's 3 of these, I want to say, and we just get bonus XP for having blown them up. I usually miss the first one because it's down here on the ground floor, and I don't usually cut straight across. I usually go around the very outside. But I'm trying to be more efficient today. Gate lever. We haven't killed Rantha, so I guess we don't get that chest yet. You know, it's a Ghostbusters reference, right? There's a Keymaster and a Gatekeeper. Stupid spell ward. And now that we've got the bridge down, we can cross over, climb these stairs, and go visit the actual Shade General. Again, watch out for those Shadarkai assassins. I'm being a little unsafe with it because I am heavily armored and overleveled. See, look at this. Look at this. These prisoners decided not to just be mind slaves, right? They didn't want to serve Shar. So he goes, blur, and he's trying to kill them all and turn them into shadows, right? Join us or die and your corpse will join us instead. Not cool, Shar. Not cool. Of course, it's not even close to working on us. Really? I'm about to open the door and then you guys pop up. We really need to put some ranks in spot or something. I cannot see the enemies. So we're basically on the second floor, just running up. Run all of the up you can. Ugh. One swing short. Here we go, finally. We found the General's Shadowfell lair, so we're going to step through the mirror and kick him in the face. Hello, Shade General. Would you like to monologue for a moment? Yeah, I thought so. So, he's kind of vamping a bit, right? He's saying that the disciples of Shar are not limited. They're not limited to this prison. This is just a spot. This is one of the places that they're hitting. And they probably figure they can get a decent chunk of the population of this prison under their control, which, that's fair. You're probably right. Look, a giant worm. Like the one outside I wanted to show off, and it wasn't there. So, worm pops up when the boss gets to half. Can't hit the boss anymore until you kill the worm. And then you finish off him and take his stuff. Feel like that went really fast. 9 minutes on the dot. Oh, and apparently we missed a couple of random other ads. Come on. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. I kind of forget about this quest. In my head, it overlaps with the last quest. Greetings, priestesses. You know, who's my god? Unyield the sovereign host? My god is literally kicking your god's butts. Alright, let's get out of here. And we're going to head towards this yellow door, which I think means we're a little far north, so we're going to go deeper into the spooky haunted mansion kind of section. It's going to be pretty much all purple from here on out. We're going to be fighting instead of convicts, we're fighting Shadowfell and other stronger enemies. We can't get on the roofs as easily here, so we have to stick to the roads, which sucks. A night hag. Good night, hag. Alright. Second to last quest out here. Merchant's Townhouse. We are taking out the leader of the Shadowfell. Specifically, this little faction. The Shadowfell commander. Are we inside? We're inside. Okay. Cast our buffs. Hopefully stop bleeding at some point. So, those little, they're not Thrackhounds. They're called Howlers here, I believe. They hit us with needles, and the needles do damage over time. So I lost one of my spells there to concentration because I was still taking damage from the guy outside. So here we go. Here's another mage going, "Hey, your commander guy's crazy," and then here's one of the Shadowfell going, "Yeah, isn't it great?" The Shadowfell is, let's see. The best thing I can liken to them are the what are they called? So, Mad Max Fury Road. The guys who like spray their face all silver and just go in, you know, the "what a wonderful day." Those guys. That's basically the Shadowfell. They want the glory of death and pain and all of that because they're touched by the Shadowfell. Let's see. I think we're looking for a key. I think there's twice that we have to go into these rooms and look for keys. Because we're in somebody's house, right? We're just trying to get into the back room. So you're going to click on these cluttered tables.
Searching the clutter reveals nothing of interest.
This was not the right room. It doesn't matter how many times I use Q to try to look in the rooms. There's a table in every one of these rooms. It's just luck whether you get the right one or not. I mean, unless
Nothing
Unless
of
it's not
interest.
random, but I'm pretty sure it's random. So we're going to try room number 3. How about this one?
You discover a key while
Hey, we got a
searching
key.
the desk.
And I've never seen that extra little pop-up before. Apparently, they didn't see me, so I had the option of using my move silently in order to loot it without making noise. Wow. I didn't know that was an option. I'm not quiet. So what I did there was I used the Z button to target and examine the door to see which one of them needed the key. Since we had the key, we don't have to go in the door looking for the key when we already have the key.
Down below, the Shadar Kai commander addresses a terrified
So
prisoner.
there's our bad guy, Karleth, the Master Hunter. He's the guy we're here to stab. This guy is, you know, supposed to be being eaten by this dog, but we're going to kill the dog instead. This guy bugs out a lot. Hi,
You've saved
we saved
four
you.
captives
Okay, bye.
mauled by the Howler.
And now I believe we're going to run and do effectively the same thing again. I'm swinging as I run because I can't see the stealth guys. Apparently there's one more room
Karleth
of
calls to you from behind the safety
doggos.
You must be the one who killed my pet.
We killed one big doggo, now he's going to attack us with a bunch of little doggos.
Good. It will make me feel good.
And we chase. Now we do another key hunt. Exactly the same as the first time. We open doors. We hope we find the key early. I'm not aware of us ever going outside. Did I turn the wrong way? I don't think so. Maybe I just never paid attention. Except when I'm actively trying not to be going the wrong way. Alright, I know there's a bunch of things chasing me, so we're just gonna let the great sword clear that out. Now are we
Saw
at
one
the...
of the gargoyles move.
Okay, now we're at the point where we need to go look for the keys. Apparently I just got ahead of myself. Generically locked, that's not it. Gold key, I think that's where we want to go. Not locked. Spiked chain means we're under attack by an assassin. Alright, let's see if the key's in this first one. Where's my table? Not even a table in this room? There's a cabinet there. You know, Shadows, you are so susceptible to my damage. You are one shot every time. Just maybe don't draw the paladin's attention. Just saying. I am not seeing desks to search. I'm hoping... Oh, here we go. We have to beat up a mini boss. Did you drop my key I need? There we go. There's the gold key, and we're out. We were looking for a mini boss, apparently, not just a cabinet. Gold key opens
Door is
this.
locked. One of the Shadar Kai who guard this area.
We can basically just jump straight through this door, and we're in the boss fight. He has the chain attack. Leave your hireling back here. Halfway through the fight, he's going to let some howlers join the fight. And most alarmingly, you see those levers? Mid-fight, he's going to randomly torture and murder some just guy who's just wrong place, wrong time. There's a guy in that cage right there. And if we fight the boss anywhere over there, he's going to whip his chain over to pull those levers and just torture this guy. So we are going to attempt.
Karleth stands before another prisoner trapped in a cage.
We're going to attempt
You were my
to get this guy's attention.
Says the Shadowfell.
To get this guy's attention.
Think of what will happen to you. My despair will be
To get this guy's attention.
exquisite.
There we go.
Karleth moves to
We're gonna run away.
His face a twisted mixture of rage and
We fight him over here. I don't have to worry so much about him activating that trap.
Karleth lashes out with his spiked chain. The Shadowfell command will no longer inflict his cruel.
Now, because I killed him so fast, we got all of the ads at the same time. But that's okay because my greatsword is big. And hey, you're still alive. We saved him. I did see. Hey, go.
You've saved the captive from Karleth's deadly devices.
That lever got tripped. I saw flames shooting at the guy, even though we were fighting way over here. So we got a bonus chest. Ooh. What is this? This is like blue as if it was a named item. But it's not. Is it just like an extra special? This item has been specially created and cannot be used in Cannith crafting. Bluff. Armor piercing. A level cheaper than normal and insightful glaciation. Ooh. Armor piercing is interesting. I don't normally see armor piercing on random loot. Armor piercing on random loot. Are you a named item or not? Well, hey. Oh, binds to character on equip kind of sucks. But yeah, I'll take. Why not? Why not? We'll give ourselves some armor penetration. We're not using our gloves for anything else. First blood. What's that? A bastard sword that does some damage. Maybe I'll pick it up, but I don't know what is up with that. Those gloves. They don't look like a named item because they don't have a name, right? They're not named gloves of demon punching or whatever. Weird. Dem's weird. So, technically, we need to recall, turn in the quests, pick up the new quest, come back in. However, we're going to lower this gate first. And I'm going to double check that's the gate I'm thinking of. Because if we are quick enough, this area won't reset. And I'll be able to walk from wherever our load-in point is, which I feel is right about here. Long as I don't forget a door. I'm pretty sure this is right. Long as we're quick. We should be able to exit, come back in, walk back through the door, not have to run all the way around the map. Oh, of note, there are named items that are exclusive to the quest rewards here. And they're not great, but some of them are really not that bad. 8% dodge is not nothing. 4 DC to evocation is not nothing. Now, power creep has made some of them not as amazing as they could have been. Still, 40 HP, 200 SP, haste, most of a haste. Some of these are really not bad. The problem with them is that they have one bonus, right? Normally you're getting 2 bonuses on a basic item, and you're getting way more than that on a named item. But for what they... I want to say that when these first came out, they had higher than normal stat at the cost of only having 1 stat. So if normally it was Constitution plus 6 or whatever was the standard for the level, these were Constitution plus 8. Like, they were better than normal at the cost of only being 1 thing instead of having 2 or 3 bonuses, which I'm kind of surprised they don't do more of. Seems like that's a perfectly good way to balance something. There's my gate that I opened. So we're going to use my horse and the roof here to get over this one little ledge. But here we go. We didn't have to run all the way back around the whole place. We just made sure we opened that gate before we recalled. And now, Shadowfell again, we are going to kind of spiral inwards to this main manor. This big building over here. We're gonna slow down for a moment. Kill these shades. Because that is a shadow beholder, and I do not trust it to be behind me. Okay. Here is, if I can get closer to it, Old Stone Hall. The final, wow. I've never looked up at this place. Get out of my way, Shadow. I am sightseeing. Get out of my way, all of you guys. Do you not see how cool this place looks? I mean, look at that place. Anyway, yeah, that's what we're storming the castle now. And this quest has a cool gimmick to it. So, Orifon Huntsilver. He is a bard, one of the harpers, I believe. And he is going to help us to get in here. So, he found a Mirror of Shadows. He's literally going to hand it to you. It is in your inventory. Drag it to your barn. Because there's nothing we can do here, right? Look into the mirror. We're in the shadow version of the castle. And there is a doorway here. We're going to do this over and over again through this whole quest, bouncing back and forth. He is going to try to climb an outside window. That is literally his plan. I'm going to do all the bullshit on the inside. He's going to see if he can just climb in the window. That's his plan. Anyway. We need 4 light balls, little light crystal thingies, and 4 dark crystal ball thingies in order to open the door to the boss.
A barrier of magical shadows blocks this doorway. There has to be
So what we're going to do is just wander through the entire house to go find them. They are kind of in the same area every time. In that there's two stories. There's first floor, second floor. The orbs are evenly split between the two floors. The orbs are also split between north and south, although that one's a little more loosey-goosey. There is technically also a east side to the house where one of them is, but they're pretty much in the corners for the most part. The howlers are actually kind of annoying in this quest because if you have the howler needles in you and you try to use the mirror, it'll go interrupted. Yeah, guess I'll kill the guy. Basically, we're just going to keep running around, opening doors, and switching back and forth as needed until we find all of the orbs. Which, I see no orb, which means it's probably on the other side. Look, a light orb. Yoink. 1 down, 7 to go. They will not be in literally the same room. So, like, they're not going to just teleport to the other side and be like, oh, well, there's the dark one. It's not how it works. It must be too... If it says something's blocking your transport, that's because you're standing too close to a door or something like that, and they don't want you to spawn inside of it. Bonk, bonk. Now that we're on the opposite side, I bet you there's a dark orb in this room in the dark version. Oh look, a shadow orb. That's mine. We're going to continue forward, see if we can get to the other side of the house. Turn around, make sure there's nothing behind us here. Shift again. Nope. Can't go any further that way. There is something here, though. I want to say there's like a Master of the Hunt kind of deal again. Like, I think this is an optional fight against more howlers. Yep. The Howler Master. And he's out.
Ending his scheme of making howlers into war weapons for the Netherese.
We have to teleport out. So we've got a light and a dark on the, we'll say, the north side already. So let's go to the, stay on the first floor, go to the south side. Then there should be another light and dark for us to pick up there. It's generally how this works. Sigh. I don't want to go that way. I also don't want to have to flash the bright light in my eyes over and over again. Yeah, it's not worth going upstairs yet. Let's make sure we've got the ground floor clear, and then we'll go upstairs. Oh no, a brick wall. However will we make it through this hallway? So again, my default is we're going to go look in the corners. There you are, Blackguard. Door is locked. Like, actually locked. Like, be a rogue. Unlock it. Which means there's not an orb there, right? Because they would not have put an orb somewhere I could not access without being a rogue. little hard to see in here. Hello, door. Hello, shadow orb. This one's a little funny because if I were to switch to the light side, this is the shrine room, the rest room. I think that's the one that I miss most often, because I always go to the corners and then I get to that one. I'm like, where is it? The door's locked. I don't get it. Hello, light orb. Alright, now that we have 2 of each, we know we are free to head up the stairs to the 2nd floor and do it again. There is a light orb and a dark orb more or less on this side and then again on the other side. Now, let's see. I can half remember where at least 2 are, but I don't remember if they count as the light or the dark. Well, there's not one in here at all. I want to say this little windowy looking thing. It's not a windowy looking thing in the other world. There's my light orb. Hello, light orb. Yoink. We're gonna switch to dark, and I kind of feel like, yeah, the shadow orb is just sitting there on that balcony that doesn't exist otherwise. There is a named, like, beholder down there that you can fight, if I remember right. I'm not going to go down there. So this is the part where I sometimes get confused, because remember we did bottom floor, top side, 2 orbs. Bottom floor, downside, 2 orbs. We have now climbed up to these 2nd floor, but we've got 2 orbs from the middle. So there's 1 orb on the south, 1 orb on the north. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I know for sure where one of them is. Not quite as confident where the other is going to end up being. So in this room here, the bottom left corner of the 2nd floor, there's actually going to be a mini boss. So when I teleport in here, there's going to be an orb and an arcane assassin. Got the orb. The arcane assassin is actually capable of jumping back and forth between the 2 worlds. Apparently she doesn't feel like doing it, but you normally have to use the little mirror to chase her back and forth from one world to the other. Not today, apparently. So I'm going to go ahead and just bounce to the other side. Well, that stairwell sucked. So does that one. I'm going to go down and just use the main... Oop, wrong way. Just use the main hallway to cross. Not that one. For a second there, I thought we were stuck. So we want to be on the north side, go up their stairwell, and find whatever orb. There's a shadow orb hidden on the second floor of the north side. I do not believe I need to search the entire rest of this building, because they're pretty good about having them spread out like that. I am confident that we're going to walk up these stairs, and within a room or two we're going to have the last shadow orb. Which I am already second guessing myself. Come on. Yes, yes, I know. The thing was spiky. Open the door. That is a book. That is not the shadow orb I was expecting. Just gonna kill these guys. Just real quick. That's where we got one of the other orbs. It's gotta be... Why are there so many random, like, generic, non-combat rats here? Alright, I feel like it's gonna be up here. That door's boarded up. Bet you it's not boarded up on the other side. Oh, just, there's the shadow orb just in the hallway. Okay, got them all. Didn't even get it. It wasn't even in a room. Okay, back to the stairwell. Apparently this stairwell is blocked off. We know how to undo that. So once you have all your orbs, what you're going to do is you're going to make your way back to the entrance. Yes, yes, I haven't cleared out the room in the Dark's version of here. Okay, so this is where we came in. Straight ahead from where you came in were these stairs. And up the stairs are where the pedestals go.
You take a quick glimpse into your mirror.
After you put in the shadow orbs, switch to the shadow world, and there will be a shadow bridge. Same thing. Put the light orbs on the light pedestals.
The barrier of light disappears.
Barrier goes away, and you can yeet yourself up the chimney like Santa Claus to go fight the boss. So there's Mr. Window Climber right there. He was captured. Big surprise. Here's the boss doing his little golf clap while he prepares to monologue.
Better job of damaging my operation than this fool of a cat burglar. I shall force him to watch as I destroy you.
Alright, now we can beat him up. Just like the assassin was supposed to do, he bounces back and forth between the worlds. So when he puts up his little force field thingy, we can switch worlds. Are you really not going to do it more than once? Wow. That was the shortest fight I've ever had with that guy. Anyway, he summons adds every wave, so usually I beat him up and before I transition to the other world, I will clear out the extra monsters. What you don't want is to sit there on the wrong world, teleport your way into the other side, and surprise, you left 3 of the assassins behind. They all go whip, 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 and you die. So usually I will clear out all of the ads before switching, but I was really not expecting him to just fail to use his own ability. Like, we beat him up once here for maybe a quarter to a third of his HP, right? And then he just whooped away, we chased him, and then he just never used his shtick. He didn't use it again. Usually he'll go back and forth a couple of times, but not that time. Alright, so that was the last quest of the prisoner thing. That was all of Wayloon Prison. Let's grab our toys. We get one more toy for 3 guaranteed named items right here. They're not great. They do have heroism built in. So, unfortunately, where are you at? Yeah. So the only one that's really possibly good if you are a monk rogue, or like if you're a monk, if you are a cloth wearing character that needs skills, maybe you grab one of these, because cloth armor you can switch instantly, whereas regular armor you have to, you got the little 6-second bar that fills before your armor switches. So yeah, you could maybe throw them in the back of your backpack just to use the heroism when you need to pick a lock or something, maybe, but they're not great. Like, I would hesitate to use them even if it was greater heroism on them at this level. So, here's our arc reward. Nothing special there. And we are done with the prison. Return to the boat. And we can go back to Evening Star. That is not the end of this pack. Shadowfell Conspiracy gives you the final quest of that little 3-quest arc. It gives you that entire prison area complete with 5 quests. And I will point this out. We got to do all of the quests. This was not a case of, here's 4 quests and a raid. I hope you like raids, because otherwise you'll never see the end of this story. I don't believe there was a raid at all in this pack. Which might be one of the reasons that people didn't like it very much, because raids are kind of the main piece of an MMO. There's a really big bridge on the top right of the map. And on the other side of this bridge, Kara Patwin is going to give us an entirely new set of quests. And I am again going to grab all of the quests that I am allowed to. Alright, I personally am going to disappear for a moment. But then, we're heading into the Stormhorns. So, keep in mind, we want the Stormhorns, not the Thunder Peaks. That is a different pack that is just an adventure area and 2 raids, if I remember right. No quests. Like, not a single quest. So we want the Stormhorns. This area is huge. Like, the prison feels big because of all of the buildings you got to go up and around. This one is just legitimately Very, 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 very big. Just look how hilariously far away that quest is. And you'll notice there's a lot of extra doors on this map. That's because there's caves and such that count as a door on the map. They're not quests. Oh, hireling. So, there's a lot out here. We've got a mountain guide, who I believe didn't used to be here. Where do you take me? Okay, yeah. So there's 3 camps. We're going to tag those as we go, so we can fast travel back to them. I'm not paying astral shards in order to get there faster. So, first quest we're going to do is this one to the right, because everything else we have to basically go to the left anyway. This is the only one over in this direction. Let's just knock it out. Oh, an owl bear. Hello, owl bear. What's this? The Piper's Song. Apparently there's a rare encounter with some satyrs right here. Not gonna stop for that. There we go. That little gap in the trees. Gonna field goal ourselves right through there. The Yarrow Glade. So I believe this is the first quest of the storyline. We have come here with this guy. Hello, guy. This is the same guy, I believe, that we just saw at the end of the last quest. The guy who climbed out the window and got caught. So, he dropped his journal. He wants us to help. So I think we actually do need to find the first page. Here we go. Look, there's the journal itself. Here you go. Here's your journal. So he says that there is a Netherese army out here in the mountains. The Netherese are another faction. A generally bad faction. They're the ones who are kind of setting up all of this Shar nonsense. Although I don't believe the Netherese are specifically required to be Shar worshippers. So we beat them up. I don't think our guy held that one. I'll take the free kill though. So they grab our guy, they jump through this door. Oh, there's our guy. Yep. I don't know why we're not fighting back, because I'm not held. So they blew up the road behind us. They dimension door away. I'm not allowed to... The portal is locked. I'm not allowed to just jump through it. So we're going to just cut our way through the forest until we find one of those wizards. Turns out they've got gnolls helping them. And here's another journal page. It's just bonus XP if you happen to pick them all up. I want to say, is this the trap? One of these little, I mean, that looks like a trap. I mean, that's got to be a trap. I mean, it is a treasure chest and a trap. Alright, well, at least if they're going to throw an obvious trap, at least they put some bait in the trap. I didn't actually want anything out of that chest. The loot all button gets it out of my way faster than trying to run from it. There should also be a couple of traps. This is a trap, whether you believe me or not. So there is one of those spell wards right here. What it's going to do is it's going to animate these barrels to attack. You can functionally disable the trap, by breaking the barrels first. And now the spell ward has nothing to animate. And does nothing.
At last, I've made some headway with these damned papers. They were magically concealed.
We up to another trap yet?
What they reveal is beyond.
I know there's at least one like pit trap. That's the one I'm looking for. I don't have a great way of knowing where it is other than remembering where it is. And the enemies will not stand where the pit traps are. Just in general. Enemies don't stand where they know they're going to fall in a pit trap. There's plants here, which makes me think it's fine. That might... well, that's interesting. The plants are kind of popping in. Might be pushing my computer too hard today. Now, I wish I could remember which way we're supposed to go. There's two paths here. One of them leads to an optional. I'm going to say this is the right way, and we'll find out if I'm right. There's a druid the other way, and he just wants you to go and help kill the rest of the... Hello, half-orc woodsman.
With a toothy smile, Horror gestures northward.
Well, okay, so...
entrance of his camp.
A woodsman, not a druid. He wants you to go to the north, kill all of the guys in his camp, and he'll be happy again. Journal page.
It was only in the last 10 days that I last...
I believe that means we went the wrong way.
These lands
I don't really want to get more random loot.
and I fear
I
my
pretty much
presence
only
has
care
not
about
gone
named loot,
entirely unnoticed.
so we're just going to turn around and go
I am here,
the other way.
not a moment too soon.
So, are you the pit trap? Nope, you're just a magical barrier. I'm sure there's a pit trap here, okay? I'm sure we're going to walk and the floor's going to give out about 2 seconds after I've given up on looking for it.
These caves must be where the Netherese staged their surprise attack.
Oh, now we've got some Shatterkai. And just like in the... Oh, I didn't blow the barrels up at a time. Well, maybe you're just a slow... What is this? Dizzying spiked chains. Oh, that was from the Shatterkai.
Sinewy hill giant guards yet another magic portal.
So, we need to kill that giant to take down the next barrier. I guess the giant's playing nice, so we're gonna go kill these archers first. I don't know why he didn't aggro on us, but okay. And I'll take his barrels too. Because maybe we'll avoid having to fight the barrels if there's one of those spell words. Wow, you've got a lot of HP, big boy. That's... Ooh. We used adrenaline and then a smite, and we got the 4,000 damage in one hit, and it's still up. Yeah, that guy's got that's a lot of HP. These ones, not as much HP. Still a lot. It's more annoying that they have the knockback. Look at that, a nice 2,000 damage. Ooh, a journal page.
My first discovery. An army of giants, orcs, and other monsters.
So still no,
Gathering into the cover of the mountain.
still no pit trap. I know there's one here.
I must get work
Now I do
first opportunity.
I do not remember that treasure chest trap that was the first one, so maybe we just didn't get the pit trap because we got the other one instead. Maybe.
A voice echoes from beyond the cave. Be gone, you cursed Netherese. I will have no more of you.
I feel like that's the druid that I mentioned earlier. So we're gonna go this way. Because again, I don't care about optionals. I mean, if they're fun, I'll do them, but just kill more guys and then get some junk loot I'm going to throw away anyway. I really think they should put named loot in every chest, not just the end chest. It can be lower. I'll take half of the chance. Just give me a chance. Or make it so optional chests have a higher chance of dropping tomes or something. Give me a reason to go over there. Give me a reason. I don't need XP. There's more XP than I'm ever going to use. Although, if you are not buying all of the packs, that's a good reason to go do the optionals, right? Milk more XP out of each quest because you don't have as many quests to compensate. I personally have all the quests, so I can be lazy and just do the bits I want. Here we go. We found Shy. So, she puts up a force field. We have to kill the force field before we're allowed to hurt her. And that involves beating up these big old shiny orb things. There's 2 of them. They tend to blow like air jet traps. So if it blows you off, you gotta run back up to it. Much easier to destroy if you're a ranged character, because you can just shoot at it instead of having to run up to it. And let's give this one an adrenaline just to make it go down a little bit faster. So, force field down. Now we can hit her. Ah, my smite missed. Lame. So, she does it again. Up goes the barrier. Up go the orbs. Gonna run over to the other side. Okay, another one of those spots. It's a little easier to have a friend because you can split up to do this. I totally whiffed that. See? What did this add to this fight? Other than now I have to walk back over here. That trap was just like 6 seconds of wasted time. Alright, I got my smite off that time, so you can, on this round, you can either take out the orbs or kill the little dragon. She gets mad that you took out her familiar, and she drops her shield to attack you. So, way faster to kill the pseudo dragon, assuming that you are not on epic elite and it might be easier to take the things out and kill her. I think you would still have to take out the pseudo dragon. I don't know if it dies when she dies, because most of the time it's faster to kill him and skip the stupid orbs. Alright, 1 down. So now we know Mr. Hunt Silver is missing. He was captured. We got out. We took out the Netherese mage. Now, we're going to run straight across the map all the way to that quest. This area is big. Like, hilariously, comically big. And it's nice looking. Like, we got some nice forest here. It's definitely not quite as... What am I trying to say? It's nice. It's kind of generically nice. It's not as amazing as the Ravenloft forest, right? But to be fair, the Ravenloft forest was going for like a horror vibe, and they had a lot more little things to add in. This is supposed to just look like a mountain, and it does. Are you what I'm looking for? No. I'm clomping around kind of slow. So here's an explorer. These little floaty token thingies. These are more journal entries for hunt silver or if fawn. I'm not fighting you, owl bear. Fine. Are you happy now? Now can I get on my horse? So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a giant lake. And I think I started too far south on the map. Are you the lake? No, you're still the waterfall. I don't want to be down there. It should be in line with the quest, which we are now way too far up on. Whatever. We're just going to aim straight to that quest. We must just be too far north. So what I was trying to do was I was trying to get the quick travel point on our way to the second quest. Hey, look, another one of those things. There's a lake, and I know the first travel spot is right by that lake. Wow, it's really far over there. So I saw all of that water back there. I thought that was like leading into the lake or something, but apparently we are nowhere near it yet. It's so far away. So far away. This is starting to look better though. There's my lake. There's my lake I was thinking of. So within sight here, once it actually loads in, here we go. Harper Camp Marker. Right here by the lake. You click on that, there's your first fast travel point. We probably won't be using that one much. Unless something happens to the hireling and I need to like re-enter the area. Maybe I'll recall and warp over there instead of making this little run, but at this point we're pretty close to where the quest is. Tumble Rock Pass. This is an interesting quest with a lot of pieces to it. First things first. Make sure our hireling is here. Do your buffs now, because as soon as you talk to that Harper lady, you're going to be on a time limit. And you're basically going to be on a time limit one way or the other for the rest of the quest. I just got over being sick, and I think I'm coming down with something else again. I blame the 3-year-old. So, what we're here for is, this is where the supplies are coming in to that Netherese army. There's a bunch of basically invaders. You know, doesn't really matter what country they're from. Happens to be from Netheril. So, this is where the supplies are coming. We're going to cut their supplies off. Sounds simple. It is not going to be simple. Alright. There's 3... First of all, that rock is an illusion. There's 3 things we can do off the top of my head to prepare. Because the supplies are going to be coming out of that cave right there. And they're going to march along a path to the other side of the quest. We need to stop as many of them as possible. To do that, we've got 5 minutes to prepare, okay? First thing we're going to do is we ran basically straight. Going to kill a couple little animals that hopefully are not going to... Because they're stealthed, they sometimes take out my hireling when I'm not looking.
They could be persuaded to attack the supply convoy.
Where are you at? Oh, there's another mountain lion. Which is way bigger than I remember them being. Wow. So, there's harpies up here. If we talk to them, and we say, Diplomacy? Failure. She attacks us. If we do enough damage to her, she will... damn it. She'll start helping us. Unfortunately, there's a lot of harpies, and they are all using their harpy song that stops us from being able to fight. So we need to back up out of range and hope that we make our save. There we go. Need to beat her up fast enough. Don't kill the little ones. You want them to help you. So what they're going to do is they're going to fly over here, and they're going to camp at the end of the supply line and intercept any guys that get past us. In order to help them out a little more, we're also going to come in here and kill the guys who, you know, the generic enemies that are down here, just to make sure our harpies stay nice and alive in order to help us. So, camp is destroyed. Harpies are ready for fighting. And then we're looking for the path back up, because we're in the ravine right now. So there are archers up there shooting down into the ravine, and they're going to be shooting at us the whole time unless we clear them out. That's the next thing we're going to aim to do in 2 minutes. You don't have to kill all the archers ahead of time. If you can send somebody to go and mop them up later, that also works. Here is another one of those. Here's another one of their camps. I think you can use the net traps or something to mess with them. I've never got that one to work. I've never stopped long enough to figure it out, because I don't have enough time to run out here by myself and just get the archers. Getting the harpies, I think, is the most important one. If you can't handle the harpies, then just don't run towards them, because the harpies, I believe, they will not come down off their mountain if you didn't bother them. So if the harpies are giving you too much trouble, yeah, just skip them. Run over here, get the archers out of the way. We did get some large net traps from the harper that was sneaking around back there. I think they're probably just in our inventory. Yep. 6 large net traps. We're going to use those later. See these boulders? You can push those boulders and they'll squish whoever's down below. However, I was kind of thinking more archers were going to shoot at us. The archers are stealth, so it's kind of hard for Clanky to find them if they're not shooting at me. It's really hard to time dropping the boulders on dudes. I've never managed to do it. Do we got any more? Just swinging at the air, hoping that there's a guy hiding there. There's probably only like 1 archer left. Oh well.
The time for preparation is over. The Nether
So,
is
our 5 minutes is up.
entering Tumble Rock Pass.
So we're going to run over here, get ready to fight. We're going to have to stop all of the supply carriers. See, some of these are called supply carrier, and they're walking with supplies on their back. They will not fight back. They can't fight back. They have no weapons. So, bam. Wave 1, done. If you have AoE, like, Autosphere of Dancing, or firewalls, or any of that kind of persistent AoE stuff, just dump it right by the door. It'll hit everybody as soon as they spawn in. I have Sword, so I'm going to cast Sword over and over again. There's going to be 3 main, let's call them, stages. The first 3, you've seen these orcs. So some of them have weapons and they try to defend their convoy. And a lot of them don't, so I can literally just thwack them, right? So, number 2 is the hard one, because they're going to switch out these orcs for gnolls. I'm going to see if this little trap works at all. And I'm waiting for them to spawn. Alright, we got some. Look at that guy. Look how fast these guys are. I am not going to be able to catch up with those things if they get past me. So I'm setting these traps and hoping that they do something. I'm trying to... I'm not even fighting the regular bad guys. I am specifically trying to hit just the supply carriers. And supply carrier. Oh, got that one. These are the hard ones. Oh, see, you got past. I might not ever catch him. Oh, he ran into a rock. He ran into a rock. He screwed up. I got him. More supply carriers. Ooh. What are we at? Once you get past the gnolls, it gets easier. The gnolls are the hard one because they run so fast. We moved on to... Alright, stage 3. We're in the clear. There's giants. They're just as slow as the orcs. They have a lot more HP. And by a lot, I mean we are over-leveled on normal mode, so down they go. I am curious if they can even get stuck in the net trap. Jumping spin. Just taking these guys out. Like, yeah, you should kill the mage first, right? I'm being lazy because I'm over-leveled. Take the mages out first. Really, take out all of the fighting units first. This is a lot harder the higher difficulty you go. A lot harder, especially if you're solo and don't have all the tools from being like a wizard. Casting web on that spot where they spawn, man, this quest is silly. Really? I'm one supply. Oh, one of the giants walked past me and I didn't notice? Wow. He rolled high on stealth. So, that was... There we go. Okay. I was going to say, I thought that was all of them. 3 orc. 3 gnoll. 3 giant. The gnolls are the ones that I'm always like, everything else we can get. So now all we got to do is run to the end of the quest and kill General Grabass. I have had this quest bug out on me. If the harpies kill the giant, I believe the quest kind of screws up. It might just be if you didn't do any damage to him, because I think they straight up killed him one of the times I was running through here for favor. I want to say I was on Elite, and I think the harpies were champions. And they killed the boss. Okay. We don't have to redo the quest. Grab my loot and we're gonna get out of here. Alright. There's no extra chests or anything, right? Probably. Oh, there is. There is. Before we leave. Ha! Ha! Before we leave. Go back to the entrance of the quest. Check in with your Harper that sent you out here. Takes a minute if you don't have Dimension Door. Is this our camp? No, this is the other knoll camp. Thanks for the traps, by the way. I don't think they did much today, but they could have. I honestly don't know if these things really work on the... Oh, hey, there's that archer we missed. Guess what? Dead. Okay, apparently there's more than one we missed. I heard somebody shooting at me. Hey look, we still got the XP for clearing out the knoll snipers. So I don't know if those traps would have actually worked on the knoll supply carriers or not. But I like that I had a chance. Alright, back at the entrance of the quest. We get bonus chests based on how we did. I think one of these is for maybe getting the harpies on our side. And definitely one of them is for taking out all 9. Right? One of these is for decimating all 9 of the supply convoys. Alright, we're out. I'm glad I got all 9. Like, yes, it's normal mode, but it's actually a little tricky to get those knolls. Because I don't have the greatest movement speed, and I've got basically 0 ranged attack. Alright. Now for a long trek. And by a long trek, I mean... There we go. So, you see that mountain right there? Yeah. That's not just for show. We actually need to climb all the way up there. Because the other 3 quests are all up on the mountain. So, the way up the mountain, you want this, because this logging, this obvious people have been here. This is the way that the Netherese army has climbed up the mountain. So we generally, I'm going to kill those. Be careful when you're running up here. Griffins are very fast. They do kind of high damage. They're hard to hit because they're flying. You're not going to outrun them. Anyway, now that that's done. On the map. Here's that lake I was looking at. So, the easiest way I have found to make sure I'm on the right path is I always do this quest second and just hug the lake until I meet where the mountain paths are, and then you have to scooch over a little bit, but then the path is right there. It's another reason you hit that first Harper marker, so you can fast travel to that spot and just kind of go north and then bear left. And now we're just going to climb the mountain for a little while, taking out some enemies as we go. Again, I don't trust keeping the griffins behind me. Most other things I will just run past. We're getting so many griffin spawns today. And this one random winter wolf that thinks that I won't just backhand him while we're at it. Oh, and a harpy. See how I stopped attacking? That's that harpy right there. Hit me with her spell. Or whatever it is. Down you go. I do like that she's like, sing, sing, sing faster, sing, sing, sing. It's not going to help you now. And we're still just aiming up. Oh, that guy has a lot of HP. Get over here. So, like, there's no point in me fighting those harpies right there. They're just going to take time. We're still just climbing up. Is that another group of griffins? Oh, a group of griffin. Specifically, one griffin. And there's the rest. Getting a lot of use out of adrenaline. Jumping so that my sword will actually hit them. Come on. Fall down so I can ignore you. There you go. Still just climbing. We're climbing. We're going up the switchbacks, climbing up the freaking mountain. We're not. I'm going to try to cut this corner to avoid those harpies. Mostly because of the harpies being able to stop me attacking. It's like, I don't want to have to stand around and wait 10 seconds before I can finish off a random enemy. Get up here, hireling. You can't outrun the griffins. The wargs and stuff I could have just ignored. But as soon as I stop to fight the griffin, everything else catches up. There we go. We still ain't even done climbing. Like, you might be looking at that door right there being like, hey, he's almost there. No. No, we're not. No, we are not. And we are very high up. Like, we were down there. This is a real climb. Do not let the air elemental knock you down the mountain. It will make you the sad. Try to avoid the harpy. Alright. When you start seeing it look a little snowy, you're almost high enough. Really? You guys just will not be happy unless I kill every single one of you. You cannot be this starving, right? Okay? Griffins, they have to know, right? Look, there's winter wolves. Go eat the winter wolves. Stop trying to eat me. I'm covered in metal and I fight back. I fight back against anything other than harpies. Like, I cannot be. Even if we weren't over-leveled, right? We are by far the most dangerous thing out here. And everything's trying to eat us and none of this other shit. This was the beginning of the era of this game where enemy packs were thick and dense. Turn a corner, there's feels like 30 guys in every single hallway. Being a sorcerer was good. It was still one fireball per room. Being a single target melee sucked. Yeah, why are there 3 ice elementals? I do like ice elementals in general. I like that they could easily reskin the earth elemental. Makes perfect sense. Looks great. Happy. Investigate frozen adventurers. I think we may have overshot. Mountains, mountains, cave entrance. Yeah, I think we're high enough that we actually wanted to turn right instead of left. Because we're starting to go towards optionals and not optional, but the like the journal entries, right? Yeah, I think we just wanted to continue on that way. I got too excited when I saw the snow. Follow the snow that way, because literally all the rest of the quests are over there. I believe we're high enough. Like, and we're going to get a little height here. We are, elevation-wise, we're high enough. I just went left. How are we looking here? This looks good. This looks right. A nice narrow path. Again, don't fall off or you will be sad. Especially right here. You can fall off either side of this bridge. Don't fall off the bridge. You'll be sorry. How long has it been? We've done 2 quests. And I think this run, right? This, I don't think it's quite time to turn yet. Fine, I'll kill all of you too. I think the run has been longer than the quests. Get out of here, Griffin. Alright, so this is what we're aiming for. These 2 right here are just cave entrances. We want this. Which I believe means we're getting close to the Harper marker. Because there's 3 of them out here. I want to say one of them I never use. Because it's kind of backtracking the wrong way. So if I'm thinking about it, I'll run up, tag it as like a checkpoint. Oh, hey, a named guy. I hit the checkpoint, but let me say it's up there. The 3rd one is the one that's actually in range of the quests. There are a lot of guys here. None of them can actually hurt us. I mean, they could. They're inconveniencing me. Remember, we don't even have our buffs up. Okay, well, technically we have Holy Sword up. That's kind of nice. Because the game doesn't, really down. The game does not reset the buffs on your items when you leave a quest like it does everything else. So, we can kind of cheat a little bit. We get some bonus time with our Holy Sword spell. There we go. 1,000 XP is what we got for chewing through that guy's pile of HP. There's no named items out here, so. Alright, if I remember right, that's the quest. I think I'm gonna peek over this ridge. It's not looking like... Oh, there we go. Harper Camp marker. Found it. Boop. North. So we have the marker. The quest is still over there. I can't quite remember if you're the checkpoint or if you're the last one I go to. I think you might be the last one. In any case, we're going to go ahead and head straight for this quest down here. Get back on our horse and maybe make it in one. Are you kidding me? I was on my horse for like a second. Oh, now air elementals. At least we've touched the We've touched the checkpoint. We don't have to do the whole climb again. If I die or if I fall off, we can have the guy bring us back to that marker. And here, finally is quest number 3. Just ignoring all of these guys. We're just running straight in to the central camp of the army. Why are we attacking the central camp? Because it's the most efficient way to kill as many of them as possible. Let's buff. You definitely want cold resist. If you die and have to raise, make sure you get cold resist back up. It might not happen on normal difficulty, but we'll see. We'll see. So what we've got here, we've got a shrine. These shrines disappeared. This is a big wave fight. Okay. 5 rounds. 4 or 5 rounds. The shrines disappear between rounds. We don't get the chest till the end. We can ring the dinner bell and begin the quest.
The gong echoes against the mountainside.
So, first, they send the gnolls at us. There's going to be a whole bunch of regular gnolls. And one named one. Might as well take the named one out first. And just beat the rest of them. So, you typically want to fight in the center of the quest here, near the bell. Because if you get too far to the edges, there's actually spell wards out there. You know, those magic trap things. So if you don't want to take a bunch of magic damage and potentially get paralyzed or whatever, I don't know what kinds they are because I don't go out there. Stay in the middle. That's where the enemies are going to come. You don't want to chase the enemies around. You want them to come to you so that you can grind through them. Alright, now we got a choice. I can either rest, or I can ring the bell and skip straight into the orcs. Also insulting the orcs and everybody. Like, I don't need to rest. I just killed all of your guys. Like, why would I need to rest? They were just gnolls. Okay, I was a little worried there that we were gonna crash. Named guy's dead. Obviously, this quest is significantly harder on higher difficulties when you're lower level. Every single one of these enemies has a chance to spawn as a champion. There's a 0% chance of spawns when I'm in here on normal. Right? I can't get champions. Champions make this quest super, like, unreliably dangerous. Because you can't really plan around how many of the waves are going to have champions. This is kind of what our paladin was built for, though. Just wading through all of these guys with our strike through so we can just slap them down 3 at a time.
Well, you are calling the weak from the strong anyway.
We're going to wake the giants up. Ah, there we go. There is a Draco Lich shooting ice at us. You cannot fight him off. I am not aware of any way to actually defeat him. You just have to take the hits. So find something to, like, hide behind so that it takes the hits instead of you. Because it's basically fireballs, right? If I thought there was, like, a tent here. So if you stand behind, say, the dinner bell, stop fighting the hireling and come fight me, damn it. Just put something between you and the other one. I think this stupid guy is a caster, is why I keep getting hit by spells and stuff. There. Just die. Finally. I'm gonna heal the hireling because I don't trust them to get their heal off on themselves. Hey, he told me to stand still so he can hit me. He's the one batting me away. Anyway, let's annoy the boss one more time. Now, there's him. He is summoning the Shadarkai. So be very aware of your positioning relative to the assassins. Because you definitely don't want a whole bunch of the assassins surrounding you and using their whip attack all at the same time. I'm not seeing any assassins so far, and the boss is dead. So, boss is dead, Draco Lich leaves. We're still not technically through the waves, right? Because I killed the boss so fast. There's my assassins I was looking for. There's another thing to watch out for. If you're cutting through too fast, you might be sitting here on the loot chest screen when those guys stealth up and all start swinging at you. Alright. That's probably the hardest quest out here. If you're at level, on elite, there's a lot of things that can go wrong in that quest, and it can go wrong very fast. And it's a super long, annoying run to get back out here. Even with the shortcut. It's just so far. Alright, we are going to move on to the second to last quest, which I want to like. I want to like it. The second to last quest and the last quest are very, very, very similar. Is the problem. They like the scenery too close together. So far, these quests have been pretty different. Right? So we've got run through a forest. Yeah. You're in the ravine fighting the supply lines. That's a cool quest. Going into the main camp and just kick the door down, smite evil. Yeah, I'm here for it. And I like the idea of this one. We are going to go into a mountain glacier. This is not a biome that we see very often. Unfortunately, this quest and the next one are both basically look the same because they take place in the same spot. Not the same map, but the same spot. And it makes sense story-wise. I get it. It's just this little thing. If they maybe would have separated the quests, like you did this one, like this was maybe the third quest, then you do a different quest and then the last one, just to separate it a little bit. But physically walking from quest to quest, the two are right next to each other. So up and around, Orifaun has made contact with a frost giant. The frost giant is not happy that all of these people are digging holes in his glacier. So we're going to go talk to this frost giant and see if we can get him on our side. Because it would be pretty handy to have the frost giants on our side for once. You'll note that we've already fought some frost giants outside, so some of the frost giants have actually thrown in with the netherese. They're excavating, they're digging, they're going somewhere. Right? They're looking for something.
The excavation work seems older and somewhat worn. Beyond the
So,
fresh
I
air,
don't know what happens if you fall down there. I don't recommend it.
the monstrous army has made a base of operations.
Gonna do some more running forward through hallways here. There's not, to my knowledge, there's no traps or anything here. It's just kill, the gnolls. Okay. We're cutting our way through until we actually meet up with the giant. Because we actually get to meet the giant for once. It's not just walk into the boss fight and, oh, there's that NPC we've heard of. We get to meet him ahead of time this time.
Entirely different hands than those below.
Once we get there. Because, you know, if we don't kill a few dozen enemies on the way, then it wasn't really a quest, apparently. That was like... I've been watching my die down there. It was like 3 20s we've gotten in the last, like, 2 combats. Okay, so we're going to jump on this ice. There's a wizard up here somewhere. There he is. He's going to go, blah, blah, blah. I'm a wizard. I'm better than you. Blah, blah, blah. And he's going to throw some guys at us. Can I target him at all? No. Okay, I killed those guys. Blah, blah, blah. Have some more guys. I mean, gnolls haven't been a threat for 9 levels?
This is taking much longer than I had hoped.
Yeah, the one you were hoping that the one adventurer would die to the gnolls, right? But I've had to... How many kills are we at? We really only at 35? We killed at least 2 dozen guys just to get here. And he's like, yeah, well, what the third dozen? The third dozen's going to be the ones to get you. Nope. Even the hireling has a kill now.
Resources? I suppose you want to get through that gate over there.
Oh no! He broke the ice and we felled it down.
Then I fear you will be disappointed.
I'm not convinced I couldn't have just cast Holy Sword on my hand axe and just whoop, done.
There are almost no signs of the Netherese or their
So, the ice is supposed to look different here, carved by different hands than the Netherese. You'll see there's not any of the construction equipment here. No need for the buttressing using wood or anything. That, however, that's very different. That is a like 500-foot diameter giant magic ball. Like, ooh! That is the biggest shiny you will ever find. It is a big shiny. And look, a giant. This is the guy we were supposed to talk to. Hi, I'm here to kill the other guys. And he's like, okay. Of course, he's a jerk. And he's like, go get my shit for me, because I can't be bothered to actually get dressed. So, boop. Found one. I don't believe that you're allowed to just turn around. It'd be funny if it worked. Hi, I found your thing. Nope, didn't work. Oh, I need 5. Okay, so there's... So you have to go get 6 of his battle trappings. Out of 10? 12? So one of them was just on the ground, but okay. You don't have to get all of them. I was kind of hoping one would work. I do like this part of the quest, okay? As much as I don't like that there's 2 quests in Glaciers in a row, I like this quest because I like the idea of the little scavenger hunt bit. We're going to stay on the lower path and chase that air elemental. He deserves to be chased. And here is his greave straps. Stupid elemental. Get out of here. What do we got up here? A lever? Hey, look, a beanie? A Bernie. I want to see the Frost Giant in a beanie.
Win again.
So there's some orcs through this gate. They have one of the things we want. If you have the social skills, you can trick them into giving it to you. Let's see. We're going to go with Intimidate. It worked. We got the guard brace and we're going to leave. Okay. I didn't realize my Intimidate was actually... I mean, I rolled a 19. Okay. But, where's our Intimidate at? 21? We have 0 ranks, but our Charisma is, I guess, starting to be a factor. Plus, I rolled a 19. If you fail, you just kill them and take the thing anyway. So we only need 2 more. His beard brace. Gotta keep your beard in place. That's just a giant hair tie. Oh, there's one right below us. The Helm Horn Irons.
You have recovered enough to run me back.
All right. So
You found more.
he was right here. We've basically done most of a circle. If we continue on, it should loop us to finish the circle, which will aim us right at the giant. And we'll be able to just move on. Hey, look, a random mage. Yeah. And then just some air elementals attacking us. I gotta assume. Right, you gotta assume. I guess I'll get the thing.
This lever is locked in place with a sturdy chain.
Oh,
A skilled hand.
it's locked. Can't get that one. What was I saying? Gotta assume that it was the Netherese who were summoning all of those elementals. Because why else would the elementals be completely ignoring them? We went up this ramp earlier. We are now officially backtracking the one hallway down to the giant. I can't use my horse. I don't have... I should buy haste potions just for these little sections. Not even for combat, just to run faster when we're not doing anything but running. Here we go. Here's your stuff. He opens the door so we can keep going. And immediately leaves us behind. He's going to go that way. We're supposed to go this way. I mean, I don't know why we don't just all go there, because we're going to drop down 1 floor. There's a shrine. Use it if you like. And boss room. He really was really banking on this pincher maneuver. So this is the asshole wizard that broke the ice instead of fighting us because we chewed through a dozen or so of his guys.
What are you really doing?
Now we're going to stab him.
What are your true plans?
You don't actually have to fight him.
That is not
Eventually, I think Rungnir will win the fight.
you have outlived your
But it goes faster if we help. You know, once they're done with their dual monologuing. Especially because we have true seeing, and I don't think Rungnir does. Alright, there were some elementals that he was summoned, but because we killed the guy, they despawned. So if you aren't killing him super fast, be mindful of the ice elementals and stuff that he summons. So we stand here for a second, and because we didn't immediately turn and sprint away, now the giant attacks us too. So we're going to kill him too. Nice 1,000 damage hit with our adrenaline. Just coming off cooldown, and another smite. There we go. So we were unable to get the frost giants on our side. So story-wise, our quest here was a failure. I didn't really want that. And the worst part of this chain, we have to recall all the way back to go get the last quest. Now we do get to take the shortcut, so we'll pop right back here. But look where the last quest is. We have to run back over here just because we had to go talk to people. We do again have guaranteed named items in the quest rewards. I mean, level 15 intelligence plus 8 plus the bonus to combustion. That's not bad if you don't already have a intelligence item or one that high. I will say true seeing has been really great to just, boop, I see all of the things, okay, switch back to regular goggles. A true seeing item that you can just slap on, look around, take back off, very handy. If you don't have a true seeing item, there's a free one right there. Minimum level 19, right? But it's guaranteed. You do not need to farm for it. You get it every time. Alright, these ones are Fortification and Radiance. Radiance lore is actually not bad if you're like a cleric or a warlock. 100% fortification, so outside of silliness, no critical hits hitting you, and it boosts your light power. This one reduces damage you take from hammers. Insightful combat masteries, not easy to find. These are not terrible, they're just narrow. Right? It's not that they're bad, it's that they only really go for a very specific class. What do you got? Boots. Armor class on boots, it's different. 20 HP and conjuration focus. Alright. +3 used to be a little harder to get. I do like this one. Cold and fire resistance at the same time for your fighters out there who can't just cast fire resist. I like those. But I almost always have speed on my boots. So if a boot doesn't have speed, I'm not going to wear it. Cloak of Axe and Spear Block. I wore this for a little while. 10 damage reduction against spears, for one thing. Same reason we took Spearbane back in Korthos. Just don't take damage from arrows. And then slashing weapons are very common, so yeah, it'll reduce the damage you take. Keep in mind that the way the game is scaled, it's not like you're going from, oh, I was going to take 15 damage and now I take 5. It's, oh, I was going to take 100 damage and now I take 90. Right? You're not really bringing the number down to a point that it's... If I could stack them all and just take 0 damage, that'd be great. But we're only taking a little chunk off. Mixing illusions doesn't... Or mixing spell focus doesn't do any good for anybody. You're never going to focus in 2 different ones at the same time. and acid electric. Where this and the other boots, you've almost got full resists without having to cast anything. Of course, named items are kind of better across the board these days. So we should... There we go. Now we can pick up the last quest. So, Oriphone, unsurprisingly, has run ahead. And he's checking out the big shiny that we saw through that window. Or, you know, the ice window thing. I have to go grab another hireling, because of course it gave out. So, the big shiny. What is it? Why do we care? Our character doesn't quite know what it is, but I'll tell you, it's a Mythalar. I believe that's how it's pronounced, or at least in the ballpark. What do we got? Stop auto-scrolling. Let's see. Who do we have? Oh, we were using a level 16 one. I'm surprised she survived. Fine, I'll take Clint. Yes, he's a level lower than Wyo, but for some reason, I never have any luck using Wyo. She just ends up squashed by everything. Clint has summoned Monster 9, so at least he can summon a demon to help take the heat off in combat. Anyway, a Mythalar. It's basically a gigantic power stone, and was the thing that allowed the ancient Netherese to be a dominant political power. Yeah, we skipped the northwest. So straight to the north. Doesn't matter that I was holding forward, right? Doesn't matter. We had a slight angle, therefore we go at, straight right. That was the direction we got. Alright, we're almost there. Overall, this has been another really long pack. Oh! Sharn straight into this one. We got some shorter stuff for a while. Just taking shot over and over and over again by those little ice lances. I don't care. I only care about getting to the quest. Can I get back on my horse now? As I immediately take damage and run by even more Gatling elementals. Alright, are we done with that? Now can I... It's a good thing the mountain itself is fighting on the side of Netheril. Look how much damage I've taken. Just frost damage. Just bump the whole way down here. I could have cast frost resist, but no. It's even called Mountain Glacier. It's even called Mountain... The door was labeled Mountain Glacier again. Alright. Here's little Clint. Here's his big friend. Get our sword buffs up. And now we get to culminate this storyline. There's no... We're not getting Not getting blocked by a raid this time. We actually get to finish this storyline, and maybe I won't die if I can remember how not to die. So, first things first, we have to find Orifon. So what that's going to entail is killing dudes while running forward through the glacier exactly like we just did. I remember which direction it is. I don't like that way. That looks like it's full of wolves. It was this way. First try. Really? You healed yourself so I had to walk back and hit you again? Alright. There's a frost giant. Because the frost giants have... Without their leader, the frost giants have really decided to go with Netheril now. Which sucks for them because my sword is plenty big to cut them down. Ooh, we actually one-shot one of them. That was the instant death off Holy Retribution. Actually worked on him. As cool as that ability has been, we'll probably end up dropping it as we get more epic stuff, because we're not going to be able to keep the DC high enough to matter, and it has some health thresholds on it that it's going to be basically unusable as we go up in epics. But it's just on the... It's still somewhat good for now. Oh. Those assassins sneaked up on me. So that's going to happen to a lot of your abilities around this point in the game. You're going to be like, yay, look at all these cool things that I have. And then as you transition into the epic stuff, you're going to be like, oh, all my stuff is suddenly like really watered down and not as good anymore. Yeah, your level 12 ability's not going to rock as much in epics. Okay. This section is basically a big square. We have to get to the other side before we can drop the force fields. And behind one of the force fields is Hunt Silver. Orifon. Oh, I saw you sneaking around behind me. I keep hearing that demon growling. Anyway, we have to use control orbs to drop force field. First one we are going to want is over here with the Archwizard. Kill him, and now we've got 2 elaborate control orbs. So there's 2 ways you can do this. One, use magic device. So use magic device and concentration. We can open things one at a time, or we can just roll to open everything. Success. Success. This is our one skill, right? Oh, we failed. Success. 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 Fail. We rolled really low on the 2 that said very difficult. Man. We probably could have succeeded on those if we had rolled low on the easier ones instead of the hard ones. The only difference, right? You can do those no matter what. The only difference is if you lower them by failing, the bad guys know you're coming. As opposed to getting the drop on them. Also, okay. He is randomly placed out here, okay? We got him on the first try. Now, we still need to find... Oh, that needs a key. We still need to find a crest out here. So we needed him and a crest. Because he has one of the crests. So we kind of just needed 2 crests. I do not detect anything in there. How about in there? Nope. Are you going to alert those other enemies? Don't you do it. Don't you do it. That's the advantage of succeeding. By succeeding, you don't have to fight the things. You can just peek in their doors. This is where I usually find Hunt Silver, is behind these crates. This room is a little different. This one that you can see these little cracks here. Because there is... Get out of here. There's a little lower section right here. So you have to actually walk in here to look around. You can't just spam Q from the hallway like I usually do. And there's a silver key. I'll go get the silver key. Yoink. It's not what I was looking for. Man, we found Hunt Silver immediately. And we have had 0 luck with the socket. Or the crest. It must be in one of the ones I didn't go all the way in. Well, we'll use the elaborate control thingy.
The key fits neatly into the Netherese orb. Somewhere nearby, a berry.
Because we got the key. Alright. I overlooked it somewhere. Where are you at, little crest? Is it in a box? No. Oh. I see it now. I was so concerned with not aggroing those guys, I didn't look the other direction. Boop. So, since I opened it, the silver key drops the red
You have the crest.
portal.
Well, what are
Portal?
you waiting
Barrier. There was a red barrier here
for? Fingers of
with
darkness
Voctus behind it. He's just a bigger named guy. Where are you going? Jesus, you're just running away to annoy me. Now we can pick up a jeweled key.
You have found an ornate jewel.
There's actually 3 jeweled keys in this quest. Therefore, an interesting little bit of bonus treasure in a little bit.
Now, in the chamber ahead is the mythical.
So, use the control orb to drop the barrier.
It has already begun. Go on. I'll guide you.
And now we're going to do a bit of a wave fight.
The head wizard Selagas.
We have to kill all of these wizards because they're trying to wake up the giant orb. So, kill the Arcanist. Keep an eye out for assassins, because they are going to be constantly spawning in and trying to kill you while you're going after the Arcanists one at a time. Alright, just you left, I think? This one's a little bit tougher, but still. I'm not really worried about the spell damage. I'm worried about getting surrounded by those assassins. Because I have died to them in the past on other characters, so you know what they say, once bitten, twice shy. But what's this? We're too late.
We were a bit late to stop the spell.
The giant gem is gone.
One of the marvels of antiquity.
And by gone, I mean it's just up there now.
Now, we must not lose hope. We live yet. And as my uncle always says, a hunt silver never quits the chase.
So, what does it do? Why is it here?
You are
You see this?
by cold whipping winds and the brightness of
We
an
be
open
flying.
sky. The glacier has taken to the air.
It's lodged itself in the top of the glacier, picked the entire goddamn glacier up. The Mythalar were used in the ancient past to power the flying cities. Mythalar are very, very, very powerful. It is generally considered to be lost to history what exactly happened that made them all crash. When I looked it up, because I was super interested in knowing what the hell this thing was. Turns out that creating a Mythalar in order to have a flying city is a 12th level spell. 12th level spell. That's over 9. Like, Paladin only goes to 4, Wizard goes to 9. Whatever the Mythalar is past 9. You just... Magic was different in the past. And the short version is the guy who was, like, mostly in charge of having invented that spell and was, like, the head of all of Netheril, ancient Netheril, challenged the god of magic herself. Damn near won was the short version. And so the punishment for failure / I need to make sure this never happens again, because he almost broke magic itself too when tried to take over being the god of magic. He almost broke magic. New form of god of magic capped it at level 9, so nobody can even cast the spells needed to do any of this bullshit anymore. That's why finding a surviving Mythalar is such a big deal. Not only did they find it, they loaded their entire army onto this glacier. They're not after Evening Star, right? They're not... This wasn't a, haha, we're going to take out Evening Star and we'll have an easier way of getting at Cormyr, the main heart of the nearby kingdom. No. They're just going to fly the entire glacier over all the defenses and just attack Cormyr itself. Like, they're just going to hit Cormyr from the air with a flying army. It's a good plan, right? Yeah, it depends on you knowing that there's this magic thingy here. But it was a good plan. Obviously, somebody found the thing first, right? Somebody knew it was here and organized all of this. They got their army here. They took out the frost giants. I will UMD my way into here. Yeah, it was a good plan. They weren't counting on the one random adventurer to single-handedly chew through all of their troops, though. Okay, so this is what the jeweled keys are for. There's apparently 2 of them. I have 1. There's 4 chests that all need the jeweled key. Not all of them even have treasure in them. You just gotta pick. Okay, I got some treasure. Do not choose poorly. Also, be fucking careful, okay? Don't be me and carelessly walk into this gap. There's no floor. You just die because you fell off the flying glacier. Game over, man. Game over. Don't fall off. This really does feel like a raid. I like this as a proper ending to this pack. I like that it's not actually a raid. I like that it's this big set piece quest, right? We're on a flying glacier with an army flying straight towards the heart of the kingdom. We're the only good guy left up here to even try. I mean, yes, Hunt Silver's back there, but a lot of fucking good he is. We are the only thing stopping Cormyr from falling. Because, like, seriously, all they have to do is crash this thing into, like, the castle. We don't even know what kind of weapons they have. They could just use it as a giant floating fortress, right?
Well,
All they've got to do
you again.
is have their wizard shooting fireballs from above and just kind of ducking back and letting the ice take all the hits back.
Wrecked my comrade's spell and lodged the Mythala here.
Plus, whatever that thing does by itself, right? That thing might have giant abilities that Mr. Floaty Wizard hasn't tapped into yet. So, this is the boss fight. It's a doozy of a boss fight. Our goal is actually to hit those pillars. We want to cut all 4 of those pillars down.
I'll deal with you myself. How about here?
So he's going to teleport around. We could chase him and do some damage to him, but it doesn't really help. Because we have to cut these things down. If you do damage to him, he kind of backs off. And it gives you a little more time to fight the pillars. Alright, 1 down.
I'll leave you to my minions then.
Yeah, see, he's already running away. Again, you can fall in those cracks to your death. If you fall off, it brings you back to the room with Hunt Silver, where there is a shrine.
Why should I waste perfectly
I think the shrine might disappear eventually, but they're not super mean about it. You can generally recover from falling off. I think they put the resurrection shrine close enough, but just don't fall off. Do not run around if you can help it. So, you take down the second pillar, we're going to move into phase 2 of the fight. He is going to get pissed off, and he's going to use his Shadow Realm powers. Any minute now, he's going to summon his Shadow Realm powers. I should have just ran the other way. He's taking forever to do it. Are you just not going to do it? Alright, I'll take down another pillar. So, here's the assassins. The ones I'm most afraid of getting ganked by. One pillar left. So, are you going to actually summon the other guys now? Are you going to do your thing or not, dude?
standing? Rich
Like, I'm trying to explain how to do this quest, and you're not doing the thing I'm expecting. There we go. Okay. So what he's done is he's dropped us into... He does the same thing that we've saw in the previous little set of quests. We're now in the Shadowfell. And there are 4 Shadowvar. These guys right here. You kill all 4 Shadowvar, it moves you back into the regular world. They have updated this quest more than once. I didn't do that. Good job, Clint. They've updated this quest more than once. Oh, good. Come to me. That's convenient. Trying to make this a little more visible, because this is painful on the eyes. All right, I like the idea of the little shadow change thing, but this is like snow blindness, right? It does not mix with the ice very well. Not to mention that the ground I'm on is pink, and so is the sky. So it's very... Oh, look at that. See that? That's a hole. This is floor. This is instant death fall. Okay? It's very easy to accidentally instant die. So, especially if you have a ranged attack, try to target the Shadowvar and just go straight for him. Because once all 4 Shadowvars are dead, there you are. We go back to the regular world and we can see again. Visibility is important. Alright. 4th one's down. I can see again. All 4 of the flight pillars are dead. So now that the Shadowvar and the pillars are down, Mr. Wizard will come back down here and fight us himself again, and we can kill him. He is what's keeping the he's what's keeping the thing floating still. Alright, so we just have to find him now. There he is. I'm going to give him a nice smite to the face. He's going to run away. I think I saw him pop up over there. Yep. Charge up adrenaline again, and maybe another smite takes him out. Yep, there we go. Without the wizard controlling it, the Mythalar kind of destabilizes. The whole glacier's coming apart. Glacier's going down. See that optional right there? They ain't kidding. Jump off the glacier. Now, especially if you're on hardcore, I believe the answer is don't jump off the glacier. Okay? There's us. Don't accidentally click on that. That's the exit. If you exit without your XP, you'll be mad because the quest is still complete when you're outside. There's the glacier we were just on. Smashing into that mountainside. That's how you end a quest. That's how you end an expansion pack. Alright. Ooh. Bonus chest. Now we can get our loot and get out of here. I never get anything from these quests. Although I think we got a couple things from the first chain. Anyway, Mr. Huntsilver was saved. We stopped the... We should get XP for every one of the guys that was still on that glacier, right? They loaded all of their troops onto that glacier, and we just splatted them against the giant windshield. if you jump off the glacier, it kills you. Right? You end up as a ghost standing right there, and you have to click on the resurrection shrine. So you don't fail the quest, but if you jump off like it tells you to, you get a little bit of XP, which you immediately lose to the Deathless bonus that you would normally have gotten, assuming that you haven't died in the quest. Don't jump off. It ain't worth it. It's funny. Don't jump off. Just stay on it. It'll deposit you by your loot. Alright, what was your guaranteed item? Ring. Sheltering's not bad. Charisma 8. It's probably higher than our charisma item. And Constitution 8. Again, power creep has made these not as good. They used to be above average bonuses for their level. They're not anymore. But they try. You know, they need their level dropped by like 5. And even then, only TRs would use them. So let's go get our chain reward. Which I don't believe has any named items on it. Oh, it does. Okay. Elemental Fury does acid, flaming, shock, and frost damage. It is a +2 weapon at level 17. 2 at level 17. With cute damages on it. I like it. It's cool. But it's a +2 weapon with minimum level 17. And this one is not that much better. These hand wraps. I mean, this is comparing it to like the +5 super heavy damaging weapon that we've been carrying around since level 10. We'll get some ham. I will take 10 ham, please. I have saved your entire kingdom. And I got 10 slices of ham. Honestly, better than a lot of the quest rewards that we've gotten in the past. So, Evening Star has been saved. I mean, he wasn't in danger, apparently. We didn't know that at the time. Cormyr has been saved. We have thwarted the Netherese. That was a big pack. I mean, that's almost 2 hours just for this part, plus the prison is all the same pack. That's a lot of pack. Question is it worth it? So, again, without judging how much it costs, because I'm not looking up how much things cost until we're done with everything. I like this if it was a pack. As one of the things you have to buy separately, like you have to go out into the DDO market on the website and purchase it separately, that feels weird to me. Because as much as I like these ones, they don't have the same punch as the other ones. And this wasn't even the first. This wasn't the first adventure pack. The first one, Game Changer. We haven't got to that yet. It's level 20 minimum. The first one was a Game Changer and added a metric boatload to the game. Sharn added a ton. Ravenloft added a ton. Sure, we'll say Saltmarsh and Isle of Dread added probably around the same amount of stuff. But we just came off of Sharn. Sharn was game-changing. This one is skippable. Like, none of these named items are worth a damn. The level ranges are weird. The prison is kind of... Both of the chains here, right? The prison and the Stormhorns have unnecessarily long runs to get to the quests, which just it pads out how long it takes to run the chain. About the most useful thing that you can get from these quests, the number one thing that they have going for them is actually the sagas. There are multiple overlapping sagas. And I turned right when I was getting to the guy I wanted. Alright, Hunt Silver Footman. Hunt Silver, the guy we were just talking to. Here we go. We've got 5 out of 5 and 5 out of 5. So, give me a list of your quests. So there we go. These ones are the prison. These ones are the Stormhorns. This is a different pack right here, which is a couple packs away. But 2/3 of this saga is this expansion pack. And then I believe there's even more sagas over here. Not all of them are heroic, but here we go. Disciples of Shar, Escape Plan. There's all those quests we just did again. They are 2/3 of 2 different sagas. How about you? That's epic. We haven't done any epic. That's epic. That's epic. So even just, I mean, there's epic versions of these 2 sagas too, right? So really, this pack is 2/3 of 4 different sagas, plus I think there's one more they might count in. It's a lot of saga, and sagas have their own utility all on their own. But look, I like this pack, right? I probably like it more than most people do. Most people just completely skip this one unless they're specifically using the sagas in order to fast forward their epic reincarnations. Because you can finish the saga, reincarnate back to level 20, then accept your saga and just shoot yourself right back up to level 27, 28, whatever level all the sagas add up to. It's convenient if you're doing that. But outside of that, it's like, it's the run that gets me. It's the amount of time I spend running through the wilderness areas to get to the quests. And we have to do that in other ones, like the cogs. We just literally did the cogs. The thing is, if you're doing all the quests in the cogs, A, you don't have to redo the run because you have to... So the last quest in each of these ones we just did, we had to go back to town to get the last quest and then redo a bunch of run. We were this far away from the goddamn quest and had to go back to town to accept the quest and then come back and then go in. That doesn't happen in the cogs. Because all of the quests there, you get the quest as you walk up. That doesn't happen in Necropolis Part 4. You know, Necro 4, the Orchard of the Macabre, you accept all the quests before you go out into the wilderness. There is no... Oh, and they're much shorter runs, because whichever one you want, you go straight to it for the most part. I don't mind running to the quest. I mind that it's such a goddamn long run. It's so long. It's so long that Sometimes if I'm playing by myself, which is most of the time, right? If I die in that one of those last two quests, I might not have enough time to sprint back to the quest without losing all my progress. Where normally I would just walk back in and be like, all right, I lost 10 to 20% of my XP, but I didn't lose all the time I already put into the quest. No, I might have to restart those quests because they're so far away. You get one try, and that bugs me. I don't like running through the wilderness because most of the time I'm just sprinting past the guys anyway. And then you get into the quest, and then it's just fighting more guys in hallways. These quests were unique enough. The breaking the supply lines, great quest. Okay. Fighting the guy on the top of the glacier, great. Nix the rest of the quest, right? Just have that quest start at the point you walked out onto the glacier. Just have it go straight from the previous quest into that quest. You beat up the frost giant. There's a door. You hear a rumble. You walk outside. You're in the next quest. You go straight to that boss fight. Just do that. We don't need to run around inside the glacier for 45 minutes fighting nameless bad guys who are just going to splat on the rock later. Get me to the good crunchy stuff faster. That kind of goes for all of the quests in this pack. It takes a little bit too long to get to them, and the good stuff takes a little too long to get there. Even in this prison. The prison quests are also pretty different. But you got to run so far to get to them. And like the most interesting mechanic is shifting back and forth from shadow to regular to go pick up those orbs. Did we have to go on a scavenger hunt in the very last quest? Maybe make that the second to last one where you scavenger hunt to get your way to the Shade General from the recruiting center. And then the last quest is just, again, shifting back and forth, but it's just navigating the maze, right? It's just using it to force your way in and bypass traps and stuff so that you're doing it proactively to make progress faster instead of another, search and find. I don't know. I've got thoughts on this pack. Ultimately, I like it. It's definitely worth getting during those big sales. They just had one recently for the anniversary. If you can get this for really, really cheap, whatever cheap means to you, right? If it looks like it's 75% off and you're like, that's a coffee. Here's your $5. I'll take this entire pack. Great deal. Don't avoid these quests. I just don't know about going and specifically having to buy them off of the website. If it was just like, here's some points I earned from in the game, sure. It's probably broken into 2 different purchases instead of one giant one, but I like the quests well enough. I don't like them well enough to go out of my way to do them. I wish it was faster to get to the quests. Stick another Harper marker. Put a teleport point at the place where I have to recall, go back to town, get the new quest, and go back in. Put the teleport marker at that point. Not 5 minutes of running away. Anyway, I'm done. This has got to be 4 hours at least. If you're 4 hours in, you're not here for my opinion. You can make your own decision based on having watched me do that for 4 hours. Next time, we get the closest we're going to get to a blind run. they have just recently added a brand new pack. Like, and it's been so recent, it has not even been spoiled, like just browsing the forum or anything. I know literally nothing about these quests. So we're going to take a little different tack next time. We're going to go in and instead of just knowing where everything is or trying to half remember as we go, we're going to go nice and slow how you should do something if you're not sure what you're doing. So we're going to go take a look at the Grip of the Hidden Hand. I'm assuming we're continuing the Vecna story from the whole hidden hand aspect. So I look forward to it. We are going to be switching back to my other account because I'm relying on my VIP account to have the pack. I have not actually purchased it yet. Unless it ends up being a separate purchase, in which case I'll have to go buy it. But as of right now, I am assuming it's part of VIP. We'll find out in, now. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about this pack. Like, this is probably the lowest rated of the adventure packs. The easiest one people say to skip. What do you think? I don't think the quests themselves are that bad. I don't know. Does it matter that it didn't bring game-changing things like Sharn and Ravenloft? I don't know. Tell me your thoughts down in the comments. I'm out. You have a good night.